Hello, this is the latest prototype of my competitive arcade style racing experience. So the clip that you saw was the full prototype of the mechanism that I worked on. The feature is the Starlight Boost feature. You will usually see this feature in games like Mario Kart, Crash Team Racing, and Sonic Racing. First, here is a baseline start with no boost system trigger. You can see the standard 3-second countdown, and the car rolls off the line with regular acceleration. There are no boost rings spawned and no smoke on the track. This acts as my control case. It's similar to a simple low engagement countdown you'll find in many races before you learn the start line trick. I use this to compare how much extra speed and interaction my new systems add on top of a normal launch. So this is a demonstration of the first part of my system, the Ralph Gulch radio boost minigame. During the countdown, a radio meter appears near the car. The pointer rotates, and the highlighted segments mark the sweet spots. Each time I press the input while the pointer is inside a sweet spot, I gain a charge. Here you can see me hitting just one or two sweet spots. So the car gets at the start. The car gets a small to medium launch boost, and the acceleration is like clearly stronger than the baseline start you saw earlier. But still, is still in the within like a fair range. This is heavily informed by existing designs. Games like Mario Kart, Crash Team Racing reward players for like timing a single start input, and Sonic Racing Crosswalks in particular uses like a rough coach that I really like, where you manage your engine revs in the sweet zone. My version tries to keep the feel. You're watching the gauge and listening to the countdown, but at multiple charges rather than like a purely binary success feel state. The aim is to encourage repeated precise timings instead of just memorizing one like press here moment. Also, you can see in this clip like I managed to like hit 3 or more sweet spots, so you can see the launch is much stronger, and importantly they're like boost rings spawn just after the start line. As I drive through each ring, I got like a short burst of extra speed. This links the countdown performance directly to the early race layout. Good timing doesn't just make the start faster, it also creates like extra resources on the track for me to use. So the second part of the system is an offensive minigame based on like a pattern matching sequence. This is that one main component which all three games that I mentioned in the research section lack. So like at the top of the screen during the countdown, you can see a short sequence of 4 inputs, and I have the line of the countdown to match that pattern in order. In this clip, I'm showing the offensive approach, the worst version that you could get, the worst result that a player could get. I attempt the input 3 times, but only to see once, and so I end up in a partial success state. Here I take a 50% speed reduction, while opponents take 20%. Any attempts beyond 3 stay at this same ratio. This self-inflicted slowdown is intentional. In my research, I found some games either punish only the player very hard or give them a huge one-sided advantage. I wanted it like a softer shared penalty so the start gap never becomes extreme, but I still reward the player slightly more than the pack. This clip shows a stronger offensive outcome where I succeed within 2 attempts. Now my slowdown increases to 20% and opponents are slowed by 30%. That's only about 5% harsher than the worst case, so the values scale up. but in a controlled manner. This follows the graded reward idea I saw in systems like Crash Team Racing's Boost Gulch. Better execution gives you a clearer edge. Here I'm demonstrating an offensive perfect stat. I complete the sequence in the first attempt. In this best case state, I take a 30% reduction while opponent takes 50%, giving me a 20% relative advantage. This is the high scale, high reward version of the mechanic, similar to how a perfect ref gauge start in games like Crosswalls, Supersonics Racing Crosswalls, feels especially satisfying. I still accept some slowdown myself, but clean execution gives me a real chance to lead comfortably out of the gate. Finally, this clip shows what happens when I go for both systems at once and fail one of them on the third attempt. This is my dual mechanism penalty state. Here, the offensive slowdown actually starts to cancel out the boost I gain from the ref gauge radio boost. If I don't have enough stored boost, I can unup no better or even worse off than a normal start. This is meant to counter the stack everything behavior I saw in other games. Instead of always going for maximum boost with no downside, players have to choose where to focus: safe boost, control offense, or a risky attempt at both that can backfire if they overreach.